Hey, I'm Sean Fairchild, and today we're looking at the Reverend Triad Bass for Bass Gear Magazine. All right, so today we're checking out this Triad Bass from Reverend. It's a 4-string model. It's a brand new model that they have. Only comes in 4-string at the moment. And it's got a number of kind of interesting things, or things you don't normally see on basses on it. You might notice right away, 3 pickups. Reverend calls these their Jazz Bomb pickups. They design and produce them. And this is an all-passive instrument. We've got master volume right here, a tone knob, and then a 5-position pickup selector. So it's you get a lot of different timbral qualities, a lot of different kind of tones that come off this thing, which you're going to hear in the playing examples in just a moment. This body is made of Carina, or you might know it as white limba. And the neck is 5-piece maple and walnut. So we've got 2 walnut stringers there and a nice roasted maple neck. The finish on this thing is just beautiful. I know it's the sort of thing that doesn't come through as well as you would like it to on camera, but the finish is just gorgeous on this. Chrome hardware, this nice little chrome detail right here. So it's definitely a stylish kind of bass, you know, with its block inlays. Really good looking bass. So right out of the case, which by the way is a beautiful 2-tone case that's an optional hard case you can get from Reverend. But right out of the case, this arrived in tune, which I feel like is always, you know, a pretty good sign of the quality and construction of an instrument. I don't play a lot of basses with rosewood fretboards, and this one is just very, very nice. Although I will say that the edges of the frets are just the slightest bit sharp, and that could be due to just the season here in Seattle where I am. Up at the headstock we have a little string tree that Reverend produces. You've got your truss rod access up there, and if I flip this over, you'll see the Hipshot chrome ultralight tuning machines. Helps to keep the balance really nice on a strap and keep that weight down at the headstock. They're also very easy to turn. They work really well. I appreciate them. And even though this is an import instrument, I think it's kind of cool. It's a nice touch to have the actual ink writing. Somebody wrote this at Reverend, the serial number, and their little sort of their tag. This bass has been tagged. It's great. That's a nice touch. I like that. It's very resonant. And of course, this mic I picked up by my lapel mic, but you won't really get the idea, get the quality. But it's a very acoustically resonant instrument, and you know that's really important. Even though we are electric musicians, we play electric instruments where the pickups, you know, the type of coils and the placement of the coils and the number of coils have a huge impact on the amplified timbre of our instrument and the way that we sound. You still have to have good acoustic qualities first, you know, because it's all a feedback loop. It's a feedback system. Something else I noticed about the Triad very early on when I first plugged in is it's a really loud bass. This thing has a lot of output coming off it. It's definitely not wanting for a preamp or more amplification before you plug into a pedal or an amp. In fact, I had to turn most of my equipment down from where I normally have it set. It's got a lot of power. So let's talk about this 5-position switch. It's different from what you would typically expect to get on a bass that at least has single coil style pickups in roughly a jazz bass placement, in that there's no position that just gives you the front and rear pickup in a sort of jazz bass configuration. What you get instead are a lot of other really cool sounds that I think maybe bass players are a little bit less used to but will really enjoy. So all the way to the front is just the neck pickup. Next position, position 2, is neck and middle combined. Position 3 is just the middle. You might see where this is going. Position 4 is just the middle and the rear. And can you guess? Position 5 is just the rear. So you get a tremendous variety of different timbres and tonalities. The combinations of the front 2 and the rear 2 are really interesting. I really enjoyed the combination of the rear 2, that would be position 4 on the 5-position switch. I really enjoyed that position for its kind of gruntiness and aggressiveness and power. So I'm going to play right now a few different examples and go through all the different positions on the switch in a few different styles of music, and you'll see for yourself what I'm talking about. It's a standard 34-inch long scale bass. It's got a rosewood fretboard with a 12-inch radius on it. Not sure if this will come through in the video, but this jack here has the Reverend symbol on it. So cool. And it's actually a 4-prong jack. So inside, if you've ever looked at a typical 1/4-inch instrument jack, you'll have one long prong, if it's not a stereo jack. You have one long prong that comes out and makes contact with the tip of your cable. The problem with that design is that as the jack gets old, as your cable kind of moves around, that piece of metal can get kind of bent out of position, and that's when you get crackling and you stop getting really good contact between your cable and the jack. This is a proprietary jack that Reverend uses that has 4 points of contact with the end of your cable. You're probably never going to get to a point where you're losing connectivity by moving the cable in one direction or another, because it's bordered on north, south, east, and west by different points of contact. So who is the Triad bass geared for? Who's going to enjoy this bass? Who should buy the Triad? It gives you a lot of tonal versatility, but it's definitely geared towards people who enjoy the passive bass sound. You know, people who enjoy a little bit of tone roll-off, who aren't looking for a big, wide, hi-fi spectrum. That said, of course, you can achieve a ton of different tones as we've been through here with the pickup selector and these 3 pickups. The front pickup has that sort of, you know, precision pickup, depth, and just huge low end, and kind of subdued upper mids and subdued treble for sure. So that's a sound that obviously a lot of people have found really works well in rock contexts. It fits nicely. It doesn't tend to contrast with anything very much. The middle pickup has a lot of authority. The rear pickup, I mean, it's pure, you know, burpy rear pickup territory. And then the combinations of the front 2 and rear 2 really give you quite a bit to play with. If you are somebody who enjoys slapping a lot, you might notice I didn't play any slap examples. For me, this is not the ideal instrument to slap on. It doesn't invite that style of playing the way that I do it. Having these exposed pickup rails, that's always problematic for me because I'm a very percussive player and I can be a very physical player, and I like to do a lot of ghost notes and slapping, tapping of the strings to keep time and all kinds of stuff like that. And when I'm strumming and slapping and doing all that stuff, I can make unwanted contact with those pulls. So if you're somebody who plays really aggressively with a right hand style, try it out and see if it fits with what you do. But perhaps there might be a different model in Reverend's lineup that's a better choice for you. I think the majority of players are going to be very happy with what this bass puts out, what it does, what it can do for you. It's going to take a little while if you're not used to this pickup configuration to, you know, to play through it, to get used to it, see what you think, find the areas that that kind of bring something out of you, bring something out of your playing that that makes things easy. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I've enjoyed my time with the Reverend Triad. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about it and hearing it and learning about it. Make sure to go to bassgearmag.com in order to read the full written review, see specs, pictures, all that sort of thing. Also, while you're here, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the Bass Gear Magazine channel. We've really been upping our video content, our video production and game, and we have a lot more stuff in the pipeline. You've probably already seen a lot more from us than you're used to. So make sure to subscribe so you get notified when we upload new review videos. I've got one coming for a very exciting Boss synth pedal that's brand new, and some other stuff I can't even mention yet. So tune in next time. I'll see you then. Thank you.